Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I am so thrilled you're here because today we're unpacking a word that is absolutely fundamental to how we tell stories, how we design products, and honestly, how we understand history itself. Okay, let's dive into this. We are looking at archetype, the original model. But right out of the gate, I've got a question for you. What connects the very first superhero to the very first detective story? Or think about this. What binds the earliest blueprint of a world-changing invention to those classic legendary heroes we see in today's massive blockbuster films? It's kind of a brain teaser, right? These aren't just random historical firsts. No way. They actually share a deeper structural DNA that is literally echoed through time. And the answer to that little mystery? Well, it's our central focus for today. They're all absolutely perfect examples of an archetype. So what exactly does that mean? As our definition here lays out, an archetype is an original model or pattern from which others are made or copied. You can kind of think of it as the ultimate prototype. It's the single center, the ground zero, really the foundational blueprint that all later versions inevitably follow and build upon. Section 1. Meet the word. Okay, listen closely to the phonetic spelling here. It's pronounced archetype. Archetype, it's got 3 distinct syllables, and I really want you to notice that vowel anchor at the very end. The last part rhymes perfectly with the word ripe. Seriously, say it out loud with me right now. Archetype. Getting this pronunciation locked in your mind is step number 1 to confidently adding this powerhouse of a noun to your everyday vocabulary. Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 2, Roots and Meaning. Deconstructing the DNA. Now, what's really fascinating here is how perfectly the word explains itself when you break it down into systematic steps. It's like a linguistic puzzle. Look at step 1. We've got the Greek root arch, which translates directly to first in rank or time. Then we move to step 2. We simply add the word type. So when you put those two pieces together, an archetype quite literally means the first type. It is structurally built from the ground up to mean the absolute, undeniable first model of its kind. So the crucial point to remember is that this Greek root, arch, doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It actually powers an entire family of words you already know and use all the time. Consider familiar words like monarch, right? That means the first or sole ruler. Or architect, the first or chief builder. They all share that exact same linguistic DNA, anchoring them strictly to the concept of being first, primary, or highest in rank. Section 3. Archetypes in action, real-world examples. Let's take this out of the abstract and bring it into the real world with 3 perfect examples. First, consider literature. Edgar Allan Poe is widely credited with creating the archetype of the detective story. He laid down the original brilliant pattern that inspired, well, pretty much a whole genre of mystery writers for centuries to come. Second, think about the characters you absolutely love. You know that wise old mentor guiding the young hero? That is the archetype of countless adventure tales, popping up in ancient myths just as often as modern sci-fi epics. And third, let's look at engineering. The very first Ford Model T became the archetype for every mass-produced car that followed it. Every single one of these is a pure original model. Section 4, Word Detective, Archetype versus Stereotype. And this brilliantly illustrates a distinction that trips up a lot of people. It's kind of like looking at twins, where one is the helpful twin and the other, well, the evil twin. Let's compare them. An archetype is incredibly useful. It's the foundational, original model that others copy, learn from, and are inspired by. A stereotype, on the other hand, is an oversimplified and honestly, often unfair image of a group of people. While an archetype represents a deep structural truth or blueprint, a stereotype represents a lazy, inaccurate assumption. Keeping these two firmly separated in your mind is absolutely crucial for precise, effective communication. To fully round out your vocabulary toolkit today, let's quickly review some near words or synonyms for archetype. We've got prototype, a term heavily used in tech and manufacturing to describe a first functioning model. We have exemplar, an ideal model that's meant to be copied. And we have pattern, a reliable, repeating guide for making something new. All 3 of these highly descriptive words travel in the exact same linguistic circles as archetype. All right, time to turn the floor over to you. Section 5, the Archetype Challenge. Try it yourself. Here is your provocative homework assignment for today's explainer. I want to know, what is your favorite movie archetype? Think about a character type you see pop up again and again in films. Maybe it's the reluctant hero, the charismatic trickster, or the brilliant but deeply flawed detective. I want you to name that character type and explain why it serves as the archetype for so many modern stories. How does it act as the original model? Engaging with the word actively like this is exactly how you make the knowledge stick. Remember, an archetype is the original model others copy. Thanks so much for joining me today. Keep observing those amazing patterns around you, and I will see you on the next explainer.